You got to lose, because that's when you learn structure. That's when you really learn stay down. That's when you really learn loyalty. That's when you really learn never give up. That's when you really learn faith, what faith means. Prosperity. That's when you really learn what those means. When you lose, you don't learn that by winning. You learn that by losing.
Hey you guys, it's your girl Nia from The Secret Serum. Hi you guys, I am getting a car today. When I tell you guys, so I just got washed, I just got dressed. I didn't do too much. I just wet and conditioned my hair, pulled it back in a bun. As you can see, I am so excited. You guys, it has been almost 2 years since I've had my own car, since I've had a car, period. So this is a big day for me. So I'm just excited. I hope you guys are excited. I'm going to bring you guys with me, and then we're going to get into the nitty gritty. I'm not going to tell you guys what I'm getting yet, because I want you guys to see, and I want it to be a surprise. So come on, let's go. So we just got to the dealership. I'm excited. Yo, so I'm sitting. We're about to go through the finance department. So I'm excited. I'll let you know how everything goes when I come back, okay? Okay.
2 hours later.
Look at my girl. Look at my girl. Look at my girl. Look at my girl. Yeah, this the one, not the two.
I ain't gonna lie, like I'm on a high right now.
Yes.
Like, life is so good. Like I feel like God is just doing his big one on me right now. And everything that I worked hard for and I tried to prep for is happening.
We drive it off. We got the car. We did everything. The car is beautiful. I am officially a BMW girly. Yes. Y'all, it's official. I am a BMW girly. So, y'all, this feels so surreal. You ever make a promise to yourself that you're going to do something? You ever make a promise with God that y'all going to create a plan, work on a plan, and accomplish it? You ever write something down? Listen, let me tell y'all why this car means so much to me, and I'm gonna always give y'all the real, never the fake. So since I can remember, since I could drive, I've always had a car. Nia has always had a car. Anybody that knows me, like, I've always had a car. Like, even when I was like a teenager, I've always had a car. A little 1-2 there, a little 1-2 there. But especially 20 and up, once I understood like cars and got into cars, I'm like, I like nice cars. So I've always, 20 and up, I've always had the latest car. Remember when the Impala LTZs came out? I had the fully loaded Impala LTZ. I'm talking about the peanut butter seats. It had the double sunroof. It had the interior blue lining. Like, it was, of cars, it was that car. Like, it was that. So I had that, and then after I ended up crashing that car, after I crashed that car, then I had got a Mercedes-Benz. My Mercedes-Benz was nearly brand new. I think it had about 6,000 miles on it. It was brand spanking new, and it was the same year. So if it was 2022, it was a 2022 Benz. Like, I have always drove the latest cars. I've always drove like the nicest cars. Like, I've always drove cars that were, because that's something I've liked since I was old enough to get into cars. But like I said, I'm always going to give y'all the real. I'm never going to give y'all the fake. I do not sugarcoat. I'm very, very transparent. those cars, my cars have always been bought by one of my boyfriends. Or I wouldn't say bought, because both cars were always in my name. All of my cars I've ever had have always been in my name, but it's always been with an assistance of a guy. So starting with my Impala, the guy that I was dating at the time, was my boyfriend at the time, he put the money down for the car. I think he put $3,000 down for the car. My credit wasn't strong enough, so he co-signed so that I could drive off the lot with the car. He paid my car note, he paid my car insurance. Like I told y'all, I crashed the Impala. After I crashed the Impala, then I was dating someone else who was also my boyfriend. These are years in between, of course. I was dating someone else, and when I crashed my Impala, he was like, we're going to get you a Benz. And I was like, he was like, we're going to get you a Benz. He got me a Benz for my birthday. So he got me a brand new Benz. It was in my name, of course, but my credit wasn't strong enough, so he co-signed for me. It was $2,000 down. He put the $2,000 down for me. I had a car note and car insurance. He paid my car note and he paid my car insurance. So the Mercedes-Benz was a lease. We decided to do a lease because at the time, me and the guy that I was dating, we decided that I would do the lease for 2 years, and then after 2 years I will upgrade to a new car. We ended up breaking up a little bit before those 2 years, and that didn't happen. So once we broke up, I was coming to the end of my lease, and I was asking the people what my options are, and they was like, you know, Nia, you can just either keep the car and finance it, or you can bring it back in and trade it in. So I'm like, okay. So I'm like, well, I could keep it. So they ran my credit, and they was like, oh, Miss Johnson, we ran your credit. Your credit profile isn't strong enough for you to keep the car, so we actually need you to bring the car back. So I'm like, so I ended up having to take the car back. You know, I was asking questions. They was like, well, the person that co-signed so that you can get the car to begin with, they removed themselves as a co-signer. So immediately after that, I was driving an Infiniti for a short period of time. But while I'm driving this Infiniti, I'm like, man, I need to get another car. So, because mind you, at this point, I'm into cars. So I went to the BMW dealership before, and I saw the car that I like. I applied for it. They like, listen, you only got approved for 30% of what the car is worth. If you want to get this car, you need to go to your bank and you need to ask them for a loan for the rest of the amount of the car. So I'm like, no problem. At this time, I don't know anything about credit. I don't really know. I'm not really car savvy. Like I said, it has always been a man that was there to assist me and do everything for me. So this is my first go around. So I go to my bank. They run my credit. They didn't approve me for anything. So I called BMW. I'm like, what's my options? They're like, you can get somebody to co-sign, but if you can't get nobody to co-sign for you, like, you can't get no car. At the time, I wasn't dating anyone. I didn't have a boyfriend. I do have really good friends, but my friendships is my friendships, and I always want to keep business and friendships separate. So I couldn't get the car. I ended up not driving the Infiniti anymore. That was what it was, and I began Ubering. I'm lifting. Y'all, when I tell y'all, I'm Ubering every day, everywhere. I'm Ubering to school, I'm Ubering to work, I'm Ubering to my bartender job, I'm Ubering to the mall, I'm Ubering to the grocery store, I'm Ubering to get my nails done, my hair done. Uber, right? Mind you, Ubers add up. 1 and 2, it made things very, very, very hard for me, because it's just like, I need to go to the grocery store, but I'm in the Uber. And it also put me in a position to where as though I couldn't be as mobile as I wanted to. And I didn't really like that. I kind of felt like I needed people. Let's say my friends, like, we go somewhere. It's like, all right, we going to Jersey, we going out to eat. My finances, gracefully and gratefully, my finances weren't a problem at the time. But it's like, if y'all going out, you know, to eat in New Jersey, and that's 30 minutes away, a Uber there is probably going to be like $50 there and back. So I didn't like having to ask my friends, like, well, can you come pick me up? Because I might live out the way, and they're not obligated to. So the Ubers were very expensive. 1, 2, I did not like the fact that I had to ask people for something. And I also felt like in a very strange place, because I've never been without a car. So I'm like, I got to figure out this credit stuff. Started researching, learning what credit is, learning how to build it, learning how to get stuff removed from your credit. So I'm like, listen, you in a car right now, but you can't get what you want right now, so you need to start working on your credit. And I did that for a year and a half straight, a year and a half straight, a year and a half straight, a year and a half straight. And let me tell you else what I did. One, I prayed. I always ask God, plant my feet in the right direction. Plant my feet in the right direction. I do want a car, but I only want a car if we're going to do this your way. I don't want to do it my way, because my way clearly don't work. My way is clearly why you can't get approved. My way is not the way to go. So I always ask God to order my steps, order my steps, order my steps. And you know what else I did? I wrote everything down. I wrote everything down. And I'm going to show y'all. Because writing things down, if you want something, if you don't take nothing from this video, write everything down. Whatever it is that you want, write it down. Write it on paper. Make it clear, and it will come to you. Okay, so y'all, this is what I'm talking about. I wrote this November 1st, 2023. What I want from God to Nia. So, number 3, I said I want a new car, new year, truck, white, colored seats. And I want to be able to financially afford this car. I want the car note and insurance for this car to be within my financial means. Now, mind you, I didn't say what kind of car I wanted. I just said I want a new car with a new year. And I said I want a truck. I didn't get a truck, but I got a BMW. I've always wanted a white car. My car is white. I said I wanted colored seats. I have peanut butter seats. And most importantly, I'm able to financially afford the car note and the car insurance. This is what I mean by write it down and it will come to life. So I wrote this November 1st, 2023. I accomplished it in July. Come on. Okay, so how did we end up choosing the car? I originally went to Mercedes. I went to Mercedes just because I had a Mercedes before. But I also had a budget. Whenever buying a car, make sure you have a budget. I had a number in my mind that I wasn't going over. So I don't know about this car, y'all, simply because I'm so over like having black cars. But it's a C300. It's like the same one I had. They said they think the scratches and stuff will come out. But yeah, I'm gonna show y'all what the inside looks like. I do like the inside. Inside is pretty neat. Yeah, the inside is pretty neat. It's definitely affordable. But we're gonna see what the dealership has. Because I wasn't crazy about it. I'm like, let me go to BMW, see what they have. Y'all, I went to BMW and fell in love.
Girl, you know I love you.
I went to BMW and fell in love. So that's how we ended up here. And I also asked God, I said, I don't want to force anything. I don't want to force a price. I don't want to force a sell. I don't want to force a car. And I told myself, if anything seems too difficult or if anything is too high, then it's just not the time. It's just not the place. And that's my sign. Y'all, everything with this car purchase went perfect. From the lady that sold me the car, to the price of the car note, to the price of the insurance, to how beautiful the car is, the layout. Everything went perfect. And that's how I knew, like, this was mine, this was mine. Everything was perfect. Everything was perfect. And if nobody don't tell y'all, I'm going to be the one to tell you, anything you want is possible. Anything it is that you want, you can have. Don't let nothing, nobody trick you out of knowing it, owning it. Whatever it is that you want, you can have. If that's a car, if that's a business, if that's a family, if that's a relationship, whatever it is that you want, you can have. And you will have it. But you gotta make a promise to yourself. You gotta make a promise with God. And you gotta work on it every day. And most importantly, write it down. Write it on paper. Make it plain on paper. And it will come into fruition. Okay? So, that's the end of this vlog. I hope you guys liked it. This is my first car vlog. Yeah, drop comments if you have questions, need help with credit. I'm also your girl. I'll do a whole completely separate video about that. But I love you guys, and I will see you next time. Mwah, mwah, mwah. See you.